What has made your offer competitive? So first-time home buyer here, I feel like a lot of people are offering over asking, waiving contingencies, offering free rent back. What have you done to win a bid? How much are you paying over asking? Are people still paying 20 over? I would love some input. Cash is king. Like a seller wants to get the most money for their property. But I feel like not only just getting the money, how easy can you make this process for me? As is a big one. So as is not saying you're waiving inspection. You're still going to do inspection, but you're not going to nickel and dime them through the inspection report. If there's something egregious, like a hole in the wall or the stove doesn't work,
the windows
don't work, yes, we can discuss it then. But it sometimes makes a seller feel a little bit at ease that you're willing to go as is and you won't try to take every check mark for every single thing that needs to get done. As far as like other contingencies, free rent back is great. I don't think that's a situation that every seller needs it. So it's a hard one to use.
Rent back, flexible closing date.
Flexible closing date, fast closing dates. Like if the way I think rent back can work in every situation is if you were willing to close in 15 days.
Rent it back.
Rent it back for free for the next 30 days. Because most people probably aren't ready to move in 15 days. But that's where a free rent back situation can actually be helpful.
I think having good rapport with the agent is important because they're the ones the sellers never meet you. They're the ones that are the middleman between me, the buyers, the sellers. So you start to be able to read people a little bit better on how serious they are the more you do it. They know who's gonna move forward or whose first-time home buyer might get a little scared from inspection. If it's like a experienced second time, third, whatever buyer.
So basically, things that could make you win an offer is also your agent. This is why it's important to have an agent who's done a lot of deals, not because I've done a lot of deals, I'm number one, I'm top 1%, blah, blah, blah. It's that I have more relationships with people in the business.
Good relationships.
I have hopefully more good relationships. Talk to way more listing agents, I've done more showings. When I walk into a showing, people are like, oh, hey, JP, hey, Megan, haven't seen you, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
We ran into each other at showings. Like, you do enough at it that you realize it's a community, and if you don't have a good relationship with listing agents and lenders and inspectors, like that's gonna make a difference on your offer, like huge. Also your lender.
But also I think at the showing, how the buyer, I always tell people, I'm like, put your best foot forward if you love this place because there's 10 other people behind us and they're gonna remember if you're nice to them.
At some point, maybe like 1980, it was cool to not show you emotions at showings and you didn't wanna talk and don't say anything. That's not the case anymore. You need to walk in that showing if you love that place and put it all out there. Oh my God, I love this place. Because when it comes down to multiple offers, the agent will be like, well, that one person really loved it.
They were like, the other ones that hid their emotions, they were like, I don't know, I didn't really think they liked it that much.
Because if everything's the same offer, price, closing date, and one person said nothing during the showing, and the other person said, amazing, I love it,
bye.
I'm going with the amazing, I love it person.
Same. Yeah. I've had agents that I've like shown their property for say like, how was the buyer? Like, did they seem interested? And I'll be like, honestly, they didn't say a word, couldn't gauge.
Your emotions with showings, your agent's relationship with the listing agent. I don't even think we touched on that as much, but your lender's important. And of course, all the contingencies, your attorney. I've had in multiple offers, the listing agent call and ask about each of those people. Who's your inspector? Who's your attorney? How many deals have you done with this attorney? Is this their own attorney?
Do you trust this lender?
Do you trust this lender? How many deals have you done with this lender? All those things are important. I was in a multiple offer situation with a client the other week and we ended up losing it. And I was trying to talk them into like using like our referral partners, like, hey, here's the people we should use. And they went with their own lender. And I was like, hey, here's what might be tough about it is that's a .com lender that every agent knows that the assumption that they're gonna have is that you don't know what you're doing, and I don't know what I'm doing because I'm letting you go use this lender. We went into a multiple offer situation. The very first thing the agent did when he called me, hey JP, what's up with that lender?
Or they already called the lender and say, hey, I already talked to the lender about your down payment.
He's like, can you get them with a different lender? I was like, I tried, this is who they want to use. He's like, okay, and we lost that. If you can't get your client to understand that this might not be the best person, I am setting the stage that I can't get them to understand inspection. I can't get to understand appraisal. I'm setting that stage. So like, this is why using the right people are incredibly important. Even if it's not people I recommend, but people that you have that might be highly recommended.